Hi, my dearest friends. Welcome to my Facebook Live again and also YouTube Live. And I wanted to take you into the realm of remote viewing and also invite you for my book launch. So yes, I wrote a book and I published it and I hold it in my hands. And I will be launching this book on the 15th of May. So I wanted to invite you for this book launch, and so click join on my page where you can join the launch. I will be giving freebies, gifts during this event. And also right now, I wanted to give you some introduction about the book and what remote viewing is all about. So let's go into it and I give you some introduction to it. So I hope you see my slides now. And so first of all, what is remote viewing? Yes, remote viewing is defined as the ability to acquire accurate information about a distant or non-local place, person, or any other obvious means. Non-local means you can connect to past, future, or in space events. So it's really you can go anywhere with remote viewing. You can see something in present time, like places overseas, interstate, distance doesn't matter. And what you look at, like object or people or targets, it also doesn't matter. You can view anything. Yes, and you can go to the past, future, and in space. And in fact, many of the industries already using remote viewing in their work. For example, criminologists, they go to the past to uncover the secrets of the crime. And they use remote viewing. Detectives, policemen, they use remote viewing. Archaeologists, paleoanthropologists, they use remote viewing a lot to uncover the secrets from the past. And some industry using remote viewing to go into the future. For example, stock traders. Stock trading people, they use remote viewing to foresee which stock will go up, which stock will go down. Or people in fashion industry, they use remote viewing to predict fashion trends. What's going to be fashionable next year? They use remote viewing. So people use remote viewing a lot, and they can become very successful if they know how to use it. And I teach you, in my book, I teach people how to use remote viewing in your everyday life for decision making, for your health, because you can use remote viewing for health and healing. And in fact, medical intuition that I use, like, and what I do, like what my work is. I'm medical intuitive. I used to be a medical doctor, but medical intuition is going inside the body to see what's going on with organs, muscles, bones. Anywhere you can go with remote viewing, and it is the same techniques applied to go inside the body, even in your own body, like tune into your own organs or tune into another person's organ. Remote viewing, the techniques, the same. So remote viewing is based on telepathy. Yes, telepathy is transferring one's consciousness in time, distance, and space. You can go anywhere. You just need to focus. So, and it is connected to psychic abilities, but people often ask me, what is the difference between general psychic abilities and remote viewing? So the difference is that remote viewing is a trained skill. You don't have to be born psychic. You don't have to be born with some sort of special talent. You can learn it, and anybody can learn it. In fact, the most like talented and successful remote viewers who, like, I know, they were intellectual people. So who we consider, well, they can't use intuition, they have problems with psychic abilities. But if you go back into the history of remote viewing, and it comes from Cold War era, there was project. It's called Stargate Project in America, funded by CIA. Stargate Project, it's a lot of scientists, engineers, physicists, mathematicians. They participated in this Stargate Project, a very expensive project, and American government put a lot of money into this. So they achieved extraordinary results in remote viewing. And the same is like in Russia. People use at the same time Cold War era. Russians had a lot of remote viewing groups, also consist of highly intellectual people like scientists, doctors, physicists, astronomers, mathematicians, biologists. And they showed very significant results in their remote viewing abilities. And some results, what they did back then, they spied on Americans spied on Russians. And some of the results were more accurate than satellites. You know that satellites continuously spy on us, and it's a fact. You can't deny it. And still now, and been for a long time since satellites, spacecrafts have been invented, and some of the viewers, they were more accurate. They gave description distantly, sketching about the place they connected to more accurately than satellites. So you see, this is what remote viewing is. Anybody can learn to do it. And also remote viewing is more targeted and more specific, while psychic abilities is like very general. They're not really focused on specific results. They just pick up energies from the ether, from cosmos, or from the ether. So these are differences, but generally it's all based on telepathy. So my story about remote viewing is that, yes, I'm a medical doctor with 14 years of practicing in conventional medicine. It's what I practiced before I changed my occupation. And now for nearly 20 years, I've been doing intuitive healing, medical intuition, and remote viewing, because medical intuition is based on remote viewing. It's like remote viewing in medicine and health. But my story goes back to the early 90s. When I was a junior doctor back in Russia, I graduated medicine as a pediatrician, children's specialist. And back then I had a great interest in immunology. Immunology, it is a medical science about immune system. And well, I did post-graduation studies in this field, in immunology and allergy, and got this qualification of being children immunologist and allergist from the Medical University of St. Petersburg in Russia. And during this time, I learned about psychoneuroimmunology. So you can read the word, it's quite long and complicated word. So psycho means psyche, neuro is for the nervous system, and immunology is for the immune system. So psychoneuroimmunology study how psyche or consciousness affect our health. And psychoneuroimmunology proof proof that psyche, what we think and what we feel, connect to our body precisely. So behind every symptom and illness, there is emotion, there are emotional patterns which caused the illness, but people not aware of it. So because if they were aware, they wouldn't have the illness. So when I was studying this, I was a member of an informal group back in Russia, informal group of medical professionals, and we practiced psychoneuroimmunology on our patients. So what we actually did, we sensed energy that comes from patients and telepathically did assessment on their health, including our own health. So we practiced on each other, making diagnosis using energy, because remote viewing is all about energy. You have to go into the energetic field to see objects in distance. So this is what we did, but we did it on people, on patients and ourselves. And a word spread about our group. And once we had two visitors, two men, came to our group during our practices, and they introduced themselves as being former members of remote viewing groups in Russia. Back in Cold War era, there was, like I mentioned before, there was a few remote viewing groups, very formal, legal, government-funded remote viewing groups in Russia. So the same was in America. And they shared with us remote viewing techniques that they used in Russia, but they used to view Americans, whatever they viewed in America. And they shared some techniques and also some results, which were absolutely mind-blowing, because some viewers were so accurate, like more accurate than a satellite description of geographic locations in America. And when they described the techniques, I was so surprised that we used the same techniques to view our patients and to view our own bodies. We practiced on each other, but the same technique based on telepathy. And what was the most important in these techniques, both like remote viewing and what we did as medical doctors, it was just calm mind. Bring yourself into the state of calm mind. No thoughts, no emotions. Become like an empty vessel at the time of viewing, and focused attention. Focused attention on a specific object or person or a target. It can be anything. So these two things, calm mind and focused attention. Without this, it's not possible. Calm mind is absolutely necessary, because you have to empty your mind from all the thoughts and emotions and prejudgments. If any prejudgment or thought come into mind, it means you're still using your logic mind. Logic mind can't do remote viewing. It's intuitive mind, or it's also called subconscious and conscious mind, can connect to distant targets and view it precisely. And yes, what stop people from doing remote viewing, it's brain chatter and brain fog, brain chatter. It's called monkey mind, and general tension in the body also. It's what I would add on, because mind, it's not just in the head. Mind is everywhere in every single cell. So it's not just about silencing the mind, the head, but you have to also release tension from all your muscles, bones, organs. So whole body should be in this state of empty vessel, like no charge in the cells inside your body. So this is why it's quite maybe challenging for some people who are continuously stressed or continuously overthinking, continuously over rationalizing everything. This is what will stop you. But if people learn to let go of all the thoughts, rational thinking, judgments, prejudgments, prejudices, then they can connect to the subconscious mind and do remote viewing. And yes, it's still connected to my story. So that during this time when I was in doing my specialization in immunology, I started collecting scientific data on how emotions and organs are connected, how to tune into the body telepathically or like using remote viewing and see organs, muscles, bones from the inside. So it's totally possible for everybody to see your organs. Absolutely. And remote viewing is the strategy. When you do intuitive healing or medical intuition and remote viewing, but it's all the same. So when you look at the history, by the way, I just forgot to explain you about this picture. Look at this picture. If you can see, this is the picture was given to me by these two men who came to us and shared their techniques, how they, when they spied, Russians spied on Americans, Americans did the same on Russian. And this is what they were given as a target. You see, this is geographic location of an area, well, obviously probably in America, and these some dots. The dots, it's where the points where they had to connect and focus on. So this is what they did as remote viewers. In the Cold War era, they had to empty their mind, totally become an empty vessel, and then practiced focus attention to the specific dots. Well, of course, probably much more involved, but basic explanation, it's exactly what I just have said. When I look at the remote viewing history, I found that in ancient Greece, people knew about remote viewing. They didn't call it remote viewing, but they knew it. And in ancient Greece, ancient doctors would go into an altered, dreamlike state and intuitively access information about their patients' illnesses. They performed an intuitive body scan on a person instead of using X-rays, MRIs, or CT scans that we use in modern days. And they were very accurate according to some ancient texts. How did they do that? Was it a special talent or a skill? I researched this and I found that they were scanning energy centers in the body. And it's exactly what medical intuition is based on, scanning energy, doing medical intuitive body scan on a person, which is based on telepathy. And well, remote viewing is a technique to make an intuitive diagnosis on anybody. What is the most important is to be able to do remote viewing on your own body first. And this is what I recommend people. Start from your own body, start from knowing your own body and yourself. This will be a much more honest way than not knowing anything about your body and trying to connect to other people. just a suggestion. So now I use remote viewing for my work in intuitive healing and medical intuition. I use telepathy, transferring one's consciousness in time and space. And the key is to maintain a state of calm mind and focused attention. I can't repeat it more enough, because this too is the key. And this is why anybody can learn to do remote viewing if they retrained their mind to become calm. Calm mind, not happy. Forget happy mind. Happy mind is charged mind. There is a charge. But if there is a charge, like you see, calm mind, it's like in the center. You see, I use a pen like a pendulum. So in the center, it's calm mind. Happy mind, happy. It has a charge, but it means it has to rebound and go to the opposite. So when people force themselves, or society force us to be happy, 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 happiness has a charge, it's emotion. And very often happiness fake. They put a happy mask, but very insecure and unhappy inside. And these internal things would stop you from doing remote viewing. The mask is nothing at all. It's all your internal stuff, your internal state. You have to have no charge. It's like a pendulum, neutral, totally zero. See, zero, like a scale, zero. Not here, not there. And when people go emotional, any emotions, be it positive or negative, but it will rebound. And most people go like that, like pendulum goes from one side to another. And this is the reason why people can't do remote viewing. They still can. They have to bring themselves into this state. Neutrality, total neutrality, zero charge, total zero. And focused attention, focused attention comes from emptying the mind. It's almost impossible to maintain focused attention if you still have thoughts and emotions in your own body. And like I said, it's not just in your head only, it's like in your whole body. What it means in whole body, but when you just try to meditate and tune into your muscles, bones, do you sense tension in muscles here, there, in your legs, in your back, in your belly? Tension. All this tension creates charge, and it will not allow you to do remote viewing. For remote viewing, your whole body must come to the 0 point, 0 charge. Okay. But anybody, if anybody can achieve this state, empty vessel, 0 charge, you can do remote viewing like that. And remote viewing is connected to the intuitive mind, not logic. Logic mind can't. Totally. Don't even try. Well, you can try to just to prove yourself that you can't see anything and view anything using logic mind. But logic mind is also called conscious mind. It is the smallest part of our mind capacity. Like if we take the whole mind as 100%, logic mind, or it's called conscious mind, takes only 5 to 10% of the whole mind capacity. Can you imagine? 5 to 10%, it's nothing. Because the rest, 90 to 95%, is intuitive mind. The biggest part of your whole mind capacity, intuitive mind. And this mind, when you connect to this mind, then you can do remote viewing from the intuitive mind. And intuitive mind is totally unexplored because no conventional school, universities, institutions, society, government, they all use only logic mind or conscious mind. Intuitive mind is totally up to you to understand, realize, and learn about. Totally up to you. And intuitive mind has a quite complex structure also. You see, it's the biggest part, 90 to 95%, and it has complex structure. It has two parts, the subconscious and unconscious mind, which people usually use like the same, but it's not the same. They are both parts of intuitive mind, but they are not the same. So the subconscious mind refers to our feelings, emotions, and sensations, senses that we feel. Also, our deep automatic behaviors in the subconscious mind. Okay, so this is what subconscious mind is all about: feelings, sensations, behaviors, automatic behaviors. And unconscious mind is much deeper part, and it refers to our unconscious processes in our body, such as digestion, respiration, perspiration, body temperature, water works, pulse, heartbeat, tissue growth, regeneration, blood pressure, metabolism, hormone production. So all function of our organs and body parts regulated by the unconscious mind. So everything that become malfunction and you have to go to see doctors, take tablets, injections, operations, but it's regulated by the unconscious mind. So you see, unconscious mind is so deep. So now you just can imagine, that you have control over your unconscious mind. Or just imagine, what if I have control over my unconscious mind? Then what will happen? But what will happen if you have control over your unconscious mind, that you can tune into your body and correct all the malfunction, or like something become not right in the body, you can just correct hormones, your hormones, body temperature, like people have high fevers, or digestion. How many people have digestion problem, gut problems, stomach problems, respiration, means breathing, perspiration, regeneration, it's when your body regrow new tissue in the body. You can do it if you have control over unconscious mind. And remote viewing can help you with that, to take control over your unconscious mind. And it is possible. It is possible, and I can prove you with giving you an example about yogis. Not people who do yoga here, they can't do it. But I have met yogis a few years ago, many years ago, when I traveled to the East, Nepal, India, before COVID, I did this traveling to the East, and I saw people who call themselves yogis. They go through extensive training. And I saw them like a person sitting in the middle of the busiest square somewhere inside Bombay. It's a busy city, extremely busy city. And when you are in the middle of their square, you have to make your way, just push people to make your way because it's so crowded. And like this person, yogi, can sit in the middle of this busy square, cross-legged, start meditating, go into meditation, deep meditation, and then slow down their breathing rate. And heartbeat down to zero. And I saw it. I'm a medical doctor myself. I just came to this person and I checked his heartbeat. It's like no heartbeat, no pulse, no breathing. I thought, what, he's dead? We need to call ambulance or something. It's just dead body lying in the middle of the square. But then they can recover. They can revive themselves back to normal heartbeat, to normal breathing rate. Totally normal. And some people do it like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depends on their training. Can you imagine? And I was really curious about that. Being a medical doctor, medical intuitive healer, I talk to them, I ask them, how do you do that? What do you do? And the techniques that they use, they tune into their body using telepathy, like remote viewing techniques. They connect to their organs like heart, lungs, central nervous system, peripheral nervous system that regulate everything in the body, like including breathing and heartbeat. And they control it. So it is possible. There are like other examples, like divers, people who dive deep under the water, like deep into the ocean, and all normal people would just collapse from the water pressure, like totally their lungs collapse, can't breathe under atmospheric pressure, and they maybe freeze to death because it's very cold down there. But divers, they learn to control their core temperature, breathing, heartbeat, blood pressure deep under the water. So you see, it's possible, and it's possible for you. And remote viewing may help you in with that. It's not just for fun, just let's look at the building, but you can train yourself from looking at the objects, people. You can start training yourself with that. So now I won't go any further with my presentation, but I want to invite you, first of all, for my book launch. To launch this book on the 15th of May. I will be giving some free gifts during the launch. And also, if you really want to practice the techniques with me, I will have on Zoom training for beginners in June, on 7th of June. So you will have the opportunity to train, like do some practicing with me and do some the techniques about remote viewing. So, well, you can send me some questions and I will put links down below, links to my book launch for you to register, and also links to my workshop where we will actually be practicing how to connect to a human, how to view distantly a human body, how to view an object, many objects, targets, different kind of objects and targets. It will be very interesting and very exciting. So this workshop will be just for the beginners, and later on you can advance your techniques and practice more and more. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and until then, until my book launch on the 15th of May, this wonderful book. Bye, and you have a wonderful weekend, and I talk to you soon.